Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and here today with me is Rob McEwen. He's the founder and former CEO of Goldcorp, and currently he's chairman and chief owner of McEwen Mining. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Glad to be here, Charlotte.
Okay. Now, I wanted to start off by talking to you about 2015. The year is almost over. This time last year, what did you expect the year to bring, and did you end up being correct?
Let me think. Well, there was some that I was correct, some that surprised me. So I thought that the gold price would have bottomed, and it didn't. It kept going down. I thought that we would be improving our operations in Mexico, which it did. So that was good. And I didn't expect the broad market to be as strong as it has been.
Okay. What was the most challenging aspect of the gold market in 2015? For you, I was thinking maybe the robbery you had.
You heard about that?
I did, yeah. Sounds like it turned out relatively okay, though.
Yes, the robbery definitely wasn't expected. When it occurred, we had more gold than we normally have and for longer. But we have a new refinery now that Brink says is state-of-the-art for Mexico, so that's positive. We got 80% of our money back from our first insurer. We have our second insurer that we'll probably have to go to court, but we're on pretty good ground, so we should get about 100% of our money back.
Okay.
And so, yes, the robbery would have been a challenge because I did an interview on a competing channel, and that was picked up by the Mexican press, and they started saying, Canadian is in... I said we had good relationships with the cartel, and they took that as being... We had really good relationship with the cartel, and there was over 300 press release or media exposures about that, and they took it quite out of context.
Oh dear. Now, for the gold market as a whole, what were some challenges that the year has brought?
A lot of it comes from it kept falling, so you had your mine plan, and you had to keep adjusting it to reflect the lower metal prices, and you. I guess for a lot of people, you had to keep pushing them into areas of discomfort because it said we have to keep getting the cost down, and then maybe getting them focused on increasing the recovery, so we're getting more of the gold out of the rock than we normally have, and we've been quite successful doing that. But it's not a space that people naturally gravitate to.
Well, no, and it must be hard to make those changes as quickly as...
You can't. It's not like turning on and off a light on the wall.
So those are some challenges. What was a good milestone for your company last year, or this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Well, we've had several. We've been able to improve the recovery in Mexico. We've had 3 quarters of positive cash flow, which is a little odd in this industry. Odd but desired. And we declared a dividend in August, and it's a capital distribution. We have a yield of just over 1%, and it's tax-free. We initiated a buyback.
Okay.
We paid our dividend, and I'm reinvesting all my money in the that I get from the dividend, and I'm the largest shareholder, back into the company.
Okay, so you're the largest shareholder. Are your other shareholders reacting well to all the things you're doing?
The price is showing some stability. I'd like to get it above $1. Oh, one other thing that was challenging.
Sure.
The New York Stock Exchange in July told us that because our share price was below $1 US, that we were in jeopardy of being delisted. And they gave us 6 months to settle that. But since we're a Colorado incorporated company, you could do a share consolidation, but you can only do that with shareholder approval at an annual meeting.
Okay.
So we basically can go out to June to cure that. But I don't want to see us a share consolidation, and so that would be a challenging item.
Okay. So moving on to 2016, what are your thoughts on the gold market? I know you've talked in the past about $5,000 gold, and I wondered, is that still in your mind?
Absolutely. I think the governments are telling us there's no inflation, but every part of your life, whether you're buying car insurance, or you're buying a house, you're buying food, you're going to the dry cleaner, is costing more. So we're not getting the right statements from the government. And money supply has been expanded dramatically, and government debt levels have gone through the roof, and actually consumer and corporate have gone up quite high as a result of zero interest rates. So consumption is coming. People would rather consume than save. And all of those forces, at least historically, lead to much higher gold prices as the value of the dollars that we hold in our wallets are buy less.
Okay.
So I see a higher gold price. In the cycle that went from 1970 to 80, gold went from $400 to $800. So that's a factor of 20. And the low in this cycle was $250. So if you applied that factor of 20 times, you're up to $5,000 pretty quickly. So I still like that $5,000.
Okay. So you're very confident in the gold market. Is there anything like particular that you tell to investors or just people in general who are concerned about the gold price and what's all the things that are going on?
You have to be patient. I think in some people's portfolio, they're whether it's real estate or certain stocks, they've gone up. If you were walking by a store, let's say a really nice clothing store, and you saw 90% off, would you be tempted to walk into the store?
Of course.
Of course. Well, that's what we have right now. It's 90% off on gold shares. Gold is cheap. Gold shares are even cheaper. And there's a fellow, I don't know if you've ever seen it, Mark Dice. He's a market commentator. And he did an experiment. He went out on the streets in California and he had a handful of chocolate bars, Hershey chocolate bars, big ones, and a silver bar in his hand, 10 ounces. And he walked up to everybody and he just said, "It's your lucky day. What would you rather have, a chocolate bar or the silver bar?" And he's standing right in front of a coin shop, and you could go in and just take the silver bar and cash it in. And everybody who went by took the chocolate bar.
Oh my goodness.
And yet they could have probably bought 100 chocolate bars by cashing in the silver. And people just don't understand why you would want to own gold or silver and what its value is. And so I'd say to people right now, you should look to diversify your portfolio. The prices are heavily discounted, and it could, in the future, be worth a lot more.
Okay. Now, finally, catalysts for your company in 2016. What should people be looking forward to?
Well, there are a couple of things. One, I was very excited on Sunday when I read in the news that there was an election in Argentina and there's a new president. We have assets in Argentina, a gold, silver mine, and a large copper deposit. And Argentina has been a no-go zone for quite a while for investors. So this new president is saying he's going to be friendly to foreign investors, he's going to be friendly to the mining industry, he's going to change the exchange rate. So our operation there right now is a break-even, and if you lower if they improve the exchange rate by lowering it relative to the dollar, our costs are going to fall because they're going to be in local currency and our revenue is going to go up. So that's very good. We have a copper project we're trying to monetize that's also in Argentina, so I think there'll be more people looking at it and more value. But that's out of our control.
Right.
In our control, we have a feasibility study coming out on our El Gallo 2 property in the first half. We're looking at improving the numbers on our gold property in Nevada, and that's coming. We're doing exploration. We're going to pay our dividend, our second installment on our dividend. We have our share buyback, and those are all good starters.
Yeah.
We have very little debt, 5 million debt, 36 million in cash, positive cash flow, pay a dividend, have a share buyback, and most people in the industry don't do that.
Yeah, sounds very good.
Thank you.
All right. Those are all of my questions. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Thanks. I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and McEwen Mining trades on the TSX and the NYSE under the symbol MUX.